Classic Fairy Tales, illustrated by Angeli. The City Chipmunk and the Country Chipmunk. Once upon a time, there was a chipmunk who lived in a bustling city. He decided to visit his friend in the country. As soon as he had left the city behind, he took a long, deep breath and sighed. What a clean, fresh air! What beautiful trees! He exclaimed. It must be nice to live in the country. Before long, the city chipmunk arrived at the country chipmunk's house. It was tucked away in a grove of oak trees in the middle of a large forest. "Welcome, my friend," cried the chipmunk. He was surprised but pleased. "Come in. You must be hungry. I will fix you a proper country supper." As it happened, the city chipmunk was a bit hungry and tired, so he was happy to follow his friend inside and take a seat by the fire. Meanwhile, the country chipmunk prepared a feast. At last, the meal was ready. Ta-da! The country chipmunk announced, "My specialty, toasted acorns. And here are some toasted chestnuts. And every country chipmunk's favorite, toasted seeds." The city chipmunk smiled politely. But in truth, he was disappointed. Food in the city was much fancier, and there was so much more to choose from. Of course, the city chipmunk ate his food and made sure to compliment his host. But at the end of the meal, he had to ask the country chipmunk a question. "Don't you ever get tired of eating such plain and simple foods?" Country chipmunk gave the city chipmunk a puzzled look. "What do you mean?" he asked. "What else is there?" "What else is there?" replied the city chipmunk. He slapped the table, and in his excitement, he suddenly had a great idea. "Okay, you must come to the city to visit my home right away," the city chipmunk declared. The country chipmunk hesitated for a moment. After all, his friend had just arrived. They had not even gone hay jumping yet, but the city chipmunk looked so eager that country chipmunk agreed. The next morning, right after the breakfast, the two friends set off for the city. By lunchtime, they had reached the city chipmunk's home, which was in a tall tree behind a large house. Someone honked a car horn below. Beep, beep. Then a helicopter flew by overhead. Chop, 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 chop. "Wow!" cried the country chipmunk. "So much hustle and bustle. How exciting it must be to live here." The country chipmunk was even more impressed when he followed the city chipmunk into the neighbor's house through an open window. And there before him was the most amazing pantry he had ever seen. It was filled with cheese, jams, honey, peanut butter, cookies, candies, cakes, and all kinds of other treats. "See, what did I tell you?" the city chipmunk said proudly. The chipmunk climbed up into the pantry. The city chipmunk offered his friend a choice of jams. "What do you like the best?" he asked. "Blueberry, strawberry, peach?" Said the country chipmunk. "They are all delicious." The city chipmunk jumped to another shelf and handed the country chipmunk 2 cookies. "Fantastic!" the country chipmunk exclaimed. "I have never tasted anything so good. They are such a yummy cookies." Finally, the city chipmunk scampered over to a big container of honey. The country chipmunk followed, and together they dug in. "Yum!" cried the country chipmunk. "You are the luckiest chipmunk ever!" But as soon as the words were out of his mouth, the owner of the house opened the pantry door and spotted the chipmunk. "Yay, you!" the rotten chipmunk again shouted the owner, and this time he has a friend. He picked up a broom and began to holler, "Get out of my pantry! right now!" The City Chipmunk and the Country Chipmunk scurried out through the open window and across the backyard. They scampered up the tree and into the City Chipmunk's home, where they collapsed out of breath. Phew. A minute later, the Country Chipmunk had packed his things and put on his hat. "Well, thanks for such everything, but I must getting home." "What?" asked the City Chipmunk. "You just got here. And what about all the delicious food? Did you like it?" "Oh, I did," the Country Chipmunk said, "but I would rather eat my simple food in peace than have to face an angry fellow in order to get my meals." Well, so the Country Chipmunk said goodbye and began to well back to the country with its fresh air and toasted acorns, and the City Chipmunk stayed in the city with its honking cars and fancy foods. The Chipmunks had enjoyed their visit, but they had learned they were happiest in their own home, and they lived happily ever after. The end.